OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. OSG, change the game.
I want to give my brother Eamon Raw an opportunity to kind of talk to the OSG family about what's going on with him. He made a major announcement a couple of days ago. And I just want to give him an opportunity to talk about that.
For those who don't know, my wife and I made the biggest decision, probably of my career right now is to go and take this leap of faith to really try to change the world. I founded a school for the last 5-6 years, and June 10th, it'll be my last year within LAUSD, which is the second largest district in the nation. And it was a tough decision because it's like I love being a principal. I love the journey. I love the day-to-day working with young people. But then you're also like, there's some deep problems within the system. And knowing that, you feel like you've been called to do something bigger, it was a dilemma or a challenge that I had. Feeling like, you have this bigger calling, but you're also in a situation where you kind of gave birth to a school, and, we came together and talked with Dennis, talked with Denise, talked with others to say like, it's the time. But thinking about schools across the country, young people, communities, we have gained the courage to say, we're going to try to make a deep impact. And that's kind of where we got through, from the fear of like not knowing that you're not getting a check every month to like now knowing like, you have a community of people in which you are value add. It's something that I charge people to, go through that process. But it was a hard process for me to know that, you're leaving something behind to start a new chapter. It was a hell of a journey. So, excited to be on this journey, also fearful. But what's that saying? When you're tired of being sick and tired, tell yourself that you're fired and get a job to God. And that's what we're doing, right? Giving a job to God and letting them trailblaze it. So that's what we're doing, man.
When we talk about being a revolutionary educator, revolutionary leader, how challenging is it to do so in an organization that doesn't think like you, doesn't feel the same way you do about children in our community?
Yeah, it's hard to be revolutionary and complicit at the same time. Like it's very difficult to be a revolutionary educator within a system that is in many ways complicit to causing harm in many ways, right? And I feel like there's a quote that says, in order to change a system, you don't fight against the existing reality. You build a new system to make that old system obsolete, right? And for me, this leap is trying to build a new system to make the old system obsolete. And I think that is what's been charging me. So for me, changing a system for more young people and more people in general and other educators to be revolutionary, that's what I want to do. And that's what I've been charged to do. And I feel like that's what I've been called to do.
Toya, you also too have been part of an amazing journey. And I'm too am really proud of you in advance for what you're about to to discuss, but at the same time, what you've done thus far. Toya?
Hey fam. So let me just take you back a little journey. So before I started the daycare, I was a teacher I still am a teacher for, I guess over like 20 years now. And I have taught all grades, and the latter part of my years, I went to early childhood. I was forced in that position actually, but I ended up finding my love and passion in that. One of the reasons why I left DOE is because I wanted to get the children prepared, get those students prepared when they come into elementary. And what I saw from pre-K to kindergarten, they were not prepared. So I'm like, all right, where are these kids spending their time at daycare? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to open up my daycare, and every child that comes through my daycare is going to be ready ready to learn, ready for school. So we all know what we have the passion of, but although I can teach, I had no background about business. So my decision was based on my passion and my love. And when I went into Carter's daycare, of course, every business, all right, you're going to have these obstacles, but you'll get through it. Then I came into OSG. So I think I just started actually, because I started in 2019. So it was September. I came in OSG about March. And the connection with there, working with the kids in Africa, meeting you guys, the inspiration that I saw people doing. And I'm like, all right, my daycare is going to bloom. It is. I just have to be patient. Carter's daycare is my baby. So I feel like I birthed it, and you only want it to flourish. You only want it to be the best. And going through that, I guess up to now, last month, I realized that I have to shut it down. I have to go. I have to now go to another part of my life where I feel like this is another program or something else that I want to endure in. So now that the daycare is closed, I'm focusing on that. So I am working on a parenting program, which I want to get into the schools.
One of the things that has sustained me, because you all know, you got to make it that first 7 years in business before you really kind of start the machine, the pump is primed. It's about 7 years. And there were times, Toya, I wasn't making money in the beginning, right? But I had to fall on my faith. God is the source of my supply. God is the source of my supply. And when I realized that I can't have fear and faith in the same place, I had to make a decision. I decided to tighten up on the faith aspect, give it to God, and trust that process, as Lioness was saying. So this is to both of you all. Like, Toya, you go back and do whatever you need to do. And if that burning desire is still there, a way will be made. Ra, when it gets tough, there's no fear. We got to stop talking about fear. There's no fear. Ain't no fear. There ain't no fear. Somebody said it's false evidence appearing real. That's all it is. The stories we make up in our head where we're questioning our ability, and there is no question about any of our ability or capacity. So fear is out of the question. We just have to get through the tough times. And luckily, we have OSG as that support system, which is absolutely phenomenal. So I just wanted to share that.
He's one of the people that I actually had the pleasure of meeting this week that is doing some remarkable work around the country. And, Andy, say hello to the people, let people know a little bit about what you do, but more importantly, just talk a little bit about your experience here in OSG.
I think it's absolutely awesome what you guys are doing and how you're collaborating and different ideas of how to start your businesses, and all the stuff that you're saying resonates with me. I'll give you a little bit of background. I was originally born in East Germany. My family escaped East Germany and made our way to Chicago. So I grew up in Chicago just outside of Cabrini Green. I got involved in Schmoop and running Schmoop from a passion project after starting and bringing public my third company. So we started businesses from scratch, primarily focused on education that helped people how to code. That was the last company that we brought public in 2017. And it was a big deal. We went from 1 employee to 5,000 employees. And we grew the business, and all the stuff that you guys are talking about is challenging, and it's real. But here at Schmoop, what we've been doing most impactfully is one of the challenges that I saw in the K-12 education system is we had really learned over time how to build products, how to build things, the technical side of the product build beyond the education side. And so we started mixing together the amazing educators that were involved in really creating impact. And then we started bringing together the technology aspect of people who knew how to build product, how to focus on user experience and design. And the thing that we're focused on here at Schmoop is providing progress to kids. The word Schmoop actually means progress. And we work with people in a couple different ways that I think are relevant. And we focus on mental health solutions for kids, utilizing a program that saves time for teachers so they don't have to do the work. The kids can get right into the program and start utilizing it, and they can start understanding more about themselves and kind of what things, block their success in school. And we've seen, empathy created in the classroom through doing this. And it's been really impactful to me personally and my own kids, my own family, but also to the communities that we work in. And today, Shmoop has 6 million learners on the front of the site on a daily level, and we provide learning to 100 million students a year. And we're super excited about our work that we're doing. Starting in Chicago, we are heavily involved in LAUSD, a variety of districts throughout Texas. We supply support to about 3,000 schools and districts across the country and in about 30 different states across the country.